Thank you, Jim. Thank you to all of you, and congratulations to the others who are awarded the Honorary Life membership today. Thank you to the BCTF Executive for this recognition. As well, thank you to the Langley Teachers Association for nominating me. I have worked in 4 districts, but I consider the LTA to be my home local. I do have to tell you one story about Jim, though. Jim has never hid his face in the last 15 years. He's been the leader and the face of the BCTF for the last number of years, and he's been out there in the public. But one time, back in the 80s, when we had summer conference here in Vancouver, I offered Jim a ride to Abbotsford, not knowing that he had a cold and he had ear problems. And I had a tracker that didn't have a top on it. Jim rode to Abbotsford, all the way to Abbotsford from Vancouver with a coat over his head. As seen in the recent Oscars and the Canadian Screen Awards, people that are given an award come to the mic with some sobbing and a long list of thank yous, and they can result in loud music and a hand on the arm showing them the exit. I can assure you that the same rules have applied today, and I was told that. But I will beg your indulgence for a few short tributes to colleagues who inspired me and who provided a path for me to follow. I started teaching in BC in Alberni, my first district there, and who was there? An activist, but Al Corness, who I was to meet a few years later on the staff of the BCTF. In Prince George, I was not actively involved in the local, but I was the librarian in the largest elementary school, and that was the place that the district, the Teachers Association, held their staff rep meetings. I learned a lot about local and BCTF issues, listening to those eloquent debates and discussions. Debates led by people like George North, Pat Brady, Jim Caldwell, Dick Gilbert, Doug Smart, and Bob Taverner. One year in Surrey, and I never did get very involved in that local because it was way too big and way too skilled for me to be in. On to Langley. Again, great leaders in the local to mentor me as I gradually became involved in bargaining. With leaders and examples like Dave McLean, Terry Eastman, Jan Eastman, Ken Nowakowski, Peter Owens, and Kathleen McRae, and their hard work, we were successful in 1982 in negotiating an 18% salary increase. Teachers surely deserve that kind of catch-up salary again. Early in my time in Langley, we had a president, none of those that were mentioned above, who dearly wanted to be an administrator. That resulted in his agreement that teachers in Langley would work for 5 days and receive no pay. He was outwitted and out-negotiated by the superintendent, Emery Dosdall. Work 5 days without pay? When the executive heard that, Barb Parrott led the outrage. She expressed her disagreement. The rest of the executive agreed. She expressed her disagreement, and the local agreed. And Langley was the first district in the province to close the schools for 5 days because we were not being paid. That was the first of the ZAM days. Later, while working for the BCTF in pensions, being mentored by James Kearney, Ken Smith, Karen Harper, and Bruce Watson meant learning from a wealth of experience and expertise. In 2001, the BCTF became a partner in the pension plan, and the executive became involved in pensions. till today, you can see the expertise that's been developed on the executive table by listening to the debate and the presentations by Jim and by Terry at this AGM. A great achievement for the BCTF executive. To you here today, to all of these, and to all my fellow teachers throughout BC, thank you for your support, encouragement, and sharing. I do need to mention two others who have been influential in my career. First, my twin sister, Gail, who enticed me into going to university and taking education at the University of Alberta. She promised me that if we rented an apartment together, she would do the cooking if I would do the dishes. Thanks to her for her vision and understanding of what a great profession teaching is and how rewarding it can be. And thanks to my partner, Joanne Lauber. Joanne for her support and encouragement all through my career and into retirement. She showed me by example how important it is to always make the effort to attempt perfection in every task you do. Thank you, Joanne, for your example and for your love for the past 48 years. Thank you to all of you, to the BCTF executive, to my colleagues in Langley, and to my teacher friends and colleagues throughout the province. What an honor this is. Thank you.